So if you guys want to join in, you can if you want to. We're going to be doing 5 to 8 minutes of dancing, just like that.
This is the yoga flow.
That's it. I would actually rather
anybody can do that.
I would actually rather do that. Okay, guys, if you want to do the yoga with us, it's going to be 5 to 8 minutes. If not, that's fine too. But I hope you're having a great Sunday. We're going to go to brunch after this, maybe.
Wait, can they see me doing this?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so today we are going to be doing a Wildfire yoga flow. And the really cool thing about Wildfire is that I'm gonna go down here. The really cool thing about Wildfire is that I created it because as a meathead myself, I am constantly surrounded by more meatheads than I am yogis. So when I go to CrossFit, I'm like the most flexible person at CrossFit. But when I go to yoga class, I'm the least flexible person in the yoga studio. So it was always this really interesting dichotomy for me to be like, to straddle these two worlds and really love and enjoy both of them and get to experience how the two of them really help each other. And as somebody who just likes to prioritize my lifting, I figured out that you don't have to dedicate 60 to 90 minutes every day to a yoga practice if you're primarily a lifter or primarily somebody who likes the gym, but you can still get the benefits of yoga just by taking a few minutes a day. So that's really what Wildfire is all about. It's really just about like infusing 5 to 8 minutes of yoga into your day without feeling like, oh, well, now I have to dedicate all this other time to this other thing that I don't have fucking time for. So,
you know what I loved about this? So you've been talking about this for like a year now.
Yeah.
Because I remember a year ago, we were in Bali and we did a little yoga flow on our patio that we had.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved that because, you know me, like you were telling me about Wildfire and I was like, that's for me. Like, that's exactly for me because every time someone asks me, do I do yoga? What do I say? I'm like, I don't, but I need to do it more.
Yes.
It's always like, I don't, but I need to do more stretching. I need to do more flexibility. But the idea of going to like a 60-minute yoga class, for me, that's a lot of activation energy.
A lot.
I don't really want to exercise for that long.
No.
Whatever I'm doing.
I don't want to do anything for that.
No, and for people who love yoga, then that's amazing.
Yeah.
But I know for me, I need to do more of this kind of stuff. 5 to 8 minutes to me feels super accessible, so
absolutely.
I'm excited that
it's
finally here.
Yeah, it's finally here. So what we're going to do today is actually we're going to start out standing.
Okay.
And this is just going to be super quick, just a few minutes. We're going to stand at the front of the mat, big toes together, stand up nice and tall, and I think we're good. I don't think we're going to hit each other. Okay. Stand up nice and tall, big inhale, lift the arms up. And exhale, bring your palms together, hands to heart center, and 2 more times. And this is going to help us get connected to the breath. 1 more. And this time, as you exhale, start to bend from the waist, not the low back. And the knees, you can bend your knees as much as is necessary or desired. There is no requirement to keep the legs completely straight. And then big inhale, straighten the spine as much as you can. And exhale, step back into plank. And here, just kind of getting connected, like squeeze your glutes, squeeze your quads, engage your abs, push through the shoulder blades to engage your shoulders, and just kind of start to feel like what your body is feeling like. And, if there's anything kind of funky. And then big exhale, downward dog. So that's lifting the hips up. You can keep the knees bent as much as you need to. The main thing that we're going for here with downward dog is you want this nice straight spine and you want to shorten the distance here in the hip crease. So you can kind of pedal out, bend one knee and then the other, and you should feel a stretch in the back of the legs. So a lot of times in downward dog, you'll see people try to tell you to keep the legs completely straight or press the heels down to the ground, and then what that does is round the spine, and we're not looking for that. We're looking to access as much mobility as we can without forcing it. So from downward dog, let's inhale into plank, and exhale downward dog. We're gonna do that a couple times, just warming up. Inhale plank, exhale dog, inhale plank, exhale dog, and this time inhale plank and exhale bend the elbows and slowly lower to the ground. flip to the tops of the feet and either come up just a little bit into cobra, or if you've got that space to move, come up into upward dog. So your thighs will be off the ground as well, shoulders back. And exhale, downward dog. And let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, up dog or cobra. And exhale, down dog. One more time. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. All right. From downward dog, lifting the right leg. And you probably feel a big stretch in the back of the left leg. Ooh, yeah. Bend the knee, open up the hip. And then we're gonna take that right knee and take it underneath the body and flip it. There we go. And now flip the body and reach with the left hand. And this is called Wild Thing. It's one of my favorite ways to open up the front side of the body. All right, let's come back into downward dog. And from here, taking the right foot in between the hands. And if that's difficult to get there, a lot of times we get stuck, you're just gonna grab your foot and bring your leg forward. And we're either coming into a low lunge, or you can go straight into a high lunge. So for a lot of us, starting here and then lifting the back leg up is gonna feel a little bit more stable, but if you feel like you've got it, then you're just coming up into that high lunge. So lots of options here. We can reach up, you can place your hands on your hips. It's totally up to you. You should be feeling a big stretch right here. One way to get this stretch really going is to lower the knee and then try to come up into that lunge without making your body elevate any higher.
Oh, that's interesting.
So then you're gonna get like a really intense stretch there in the back leg. All right, and let's go ahead and lower back to downward dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. We're gonna do the same thing on the left side. Lift the left leg, bend the knee, open the hip. You can try to press your right heel down towards it. You feel a big stretch there?
Mm-hmm.
Good. All right, and then let's get into Wild Thing. Bring the leg through and flip and reach. Really open the heart, and you're pushing up here through this shoulder. You don't want to collapse into this shoulder. Squeeze the glutes, lift the hips, and come back into downward dog. And we're going to do that lunge on the left side. So bring the left foot in between the hands. And again, you can start here on the knee, or you can just go right up like Jolie did. Either way. And we can do the same thing we did on the other side, where we start kneeling and then try to straighten that back leg. The most important thing with the lunge is that you're squeezing the back glute and pushing the hip forward, because what we don't want to do is we don't want the lunge to come from the low back. We want to really get that stretch on the front side of the body by engaging the abs and engaging the glute. Whew. Otherwise, we're just arching our back. We're not actually getting a stretch. And exhale, release. Come back to downward dog. And let's take that right leg in between the hands. And then we're going to turn that way on our mat. So we're going to turn our feet so they face the long edge of the mat. And from here, if you need to come up onto your fingertips, or if you have blocks, that's really helpful, because what we're looking for is a nice long spine. I have a really good view right now. A nice long spine. We're going to take that right hand towards the left foot as much as we can. There we go. And now, keeping that spine nice and long, we're going to reach the left arm up. Woo! There we go. Big stretch?
Yep.
Good. Make sure you're engaging the quads here. And let's switch sides. So let's walk that left hand over to the right foot and lift the right arm. Keeping the spine nice and long, engaging the quads, switching sides again. And one thing you can do here to really accentuate the stretch is if you can reach that left ankle, you can pull away from the left ankle, and then you're going to get a big stretch in your back as well. You feel that stretch today?
Yeah.
and switch sides. And anywhere you can reach on your body. It doesn't have to be the ankle, it can be right up here. Just careful with your joints. One more time, switch sides. And the other side one more time. All right, and then from here, we're going to heel toe the feet closer together until you're in where you would kind of squat, a squat position, whatever that is for you. Your feet might be pointed forward, they might be pointed slightly out, you may be more narrow, you may be more wide, and then you're gonna drop into a squat. Woo, yeah. So whatever that looks like for you. And you wanna try to keep the heels down on the ground. If that's really difficult, you can fold up your mat and give yourself a little bit of elevation there. And from here, we're gonna place the left hand on the mat and the left elbow against the left knee and reach the right arm up.
These are the kind of things I need to do for my lower
Yeah.
back. Big time.
Oh, this feels good on your low back, huh?
Oh yeah.
And then exhale, switch. Right hand down, left hand up. I've got low back stuff too, and this always feels so good for me. It actually creates a little bit of traction. Switch sides.
Yeah.
When you drop into this position, creating a little space between your vertebrae is really nice. And switch. And it really helps to push that elbow into the knee to create some, like a little bit of a ballast there. Switch sides. And one more. And relax. And then let's go ahead and come down to a seated position. And from seated, you're gonna come onto your back and we're gonna stretch out our glutes. We're going to cross the left knee under the right knee. And grabbing any part of your legs that you can. Maybe it's your ankles, maybe it's your shins. You can always use a rope or a yoga strap for this. And keeping the low back on the ground, pull your legs in closer to you and you should feel a big stretch in your left glute.
Yeah.
Take a couple of breaths here. This is always like the most juicy part of my practice for me, but I find that I get kind of, because I'm not moving, and my mind starts to wander a little bit, so I try to focus on my breaths. I'll count like 5 breaths and just try to like sink into the stretch of my glutes. Because we sit on them all day, right? So they need to be stretched and activated. And switch sides. So left knee goes over the right and grab some part of your body to allow you to pull that towards you. And a couple breaths here. This feels so good. And Jilly's probably going to do this while listening to Drake. And
How did you know?
and go ahead and release. And we're going to move to the right side just to kind of bring ourselves up nice and gently. And we're going to sit on our knees with the toes tucked under in the back. So that's going to help us stretch out the backs of our feet a little bit. And then just to finish up here, whether you're listening to Drake or if you're like me, I'm like either listening to Native American flutes or Tupac. So those are like the 2 options. And then wherever you are, you're just gonna rest here. You can go into prayer pose, you can put your hands on your knees, whatever feels authentic to you, and you're just gonna take a few breaths just to kind of come down from the practice. And there we go, and that's it.
Amazing.
Now my fucking stay, y'all. That's it. That easy.
That's amazing. And so the thing that was running through my head at the end was, is this, like, tell me about the effectiveness of this. I realize it's better than not doing, but what about when people are like, that can't do anything, it's only 5 minutes?
Well, the issue with that is that we get into this state of mind where we think, well, I don't have an hour and that's what's needed, and so you just never do it.
Right.
And by doing 5 to 10 minutes a day, you implement consistency. And what's more important than the length of time that you spend stretching at one period of time is that you do it consistently.
Yeah.
It's just like lifting, right? So like if you lift once a month and you get like a solid lift once a month and you're like, well, this is when I have 2 hours, that's not going to do anything for you. But if you have 20 minutes 3 times a week, that consistency is what's going to create strength, body composition change, and so on. So the idea is that, yes, would 15 minutes serve you better? Absolutely. Would 20 minutes, 25 minutes serve you better in the long run? Absolutely. But if 5 to 8 minutes is what's sustainable, then that's what matters.
Yeah.
And Wildfire is a 21-day program, so it's 21 days of 5 to 8 minute yoga flows. And if you can commit to 21 days, 5 minutes a day, then you can start to build on that going forward.
Right.
And you can run through the 5-minute flow 2 times. And then you've got 10 minutes and so on. So the idea isn't that you have to, are you going to be a world-class yogi doing yoga 5 minutes a day? No, but that's not what you're looking for. You're looking to just get a little bit more mobile, a little bit more connected to your body, connected to your breath, and not have as many aches and pains and perform better in the gym. So if you're just the kind of person who's like, I know that I need to be doing these things, but I'm never gonna do it, or I'm just gonna put it off until I have the time, that's never gonna happen. So if you can carve out 5 to 10 minutes a day and have some consistency and build momentum, that's gonna be the most effective thing.
Yeah. No, it's interesting because it's like any habit, right? I love that it's 21 days. Because for me, I could see myself doing the 5 to 8 minute flows and then kind of being like, oh, I maybe will go to a class this week. You know what I mean? Like, and do a full hour or something. It's just like getting used to any different type of exercise and implementing. So, consistency, you guys. And if you are someone who knows they probably should be doing more stretching or doing more yoga, I'm not flexible. So, as you just saw, but I'm doing my best, and I'm going to be doing these 5 to 8 minute flows, and hopefully, you know, it's going to improve my strength and it's going to improve my consistency and also my state of mind. So, thank you for doing this.
Thanks for having me.
All right.
Let's go get drunk.
Just kidding. I mean, maybe not.